Let's wrap up the program today by taking a look back at the Nigerian Misery Index. This was a survey conducted by Financial Derivatives Company, and this was just a bit of a summary of the worst 4 states governments and the best 4 in Nigeria. So you find them in the red and a shade of green. River State has the worst Misery Index, almost 80 on the reading. That's the first on the left box. There you have Jigawa State, Kaduna at number 3, and Kano State among them. Then you had on the right side of the screen you're looking at, you have the best 4. Sitting as the best in terms of the misery of index with Taraba, Osun, Ogun, and Lagos State. That's it there. So let's have a bit of a return to this we've seen over the media and social media over the last few days since this survey report was published by FDC. Some reports about which state is the best and which ones are the worst. Let's get the CEO of Financial Derivatives Company, Bismarck Rewane, back on the phone. This is a very quick one. So good morning. It's good to have you on the program.
Good morning, Bosun.
Yeah.
I just want to use this opportunity to clarify some of the misconceptions out there. One of the newspapers says that Osun State is the wealthiest state in the country. The misery index does not measure wealth. It just measures the level of misery, and it's a combination of unemployment, underemployment, and inflation, which culminates in the misery index. The least miserable people in the country were in Taraba State because they have unemployment and underemployment of 13.4 and inflation of 16%, bringing a total of 29, as compared to River State, which had 61% on unemployment and 18% inflation, making it 79.37. Osun State had its revenue it has the lowest FAC. It has 1.17 billion in a month. It has arrears owing workers, but also because of that, a lot of their people who are not getting salaries have sought entrepreneurial employment and therefore are least underemployed because they are all traders, because they are not getting their salaries. And that is why you have them at that misery index. In a perverse way, because the salaries are being owed, inflation is low because the traders are giving discounts to the consumers, and also the rate of inflation is also low there. So it should not be misconstrued that because you have a low misery index, you are a wealthy state. It only means that your people are less miserable than the others. But as a country, the misery index is over 52%. In fact, over 55%. That's for Nigeria as a whole, which is very high.
Mr. Rewane, a very quick one. How much work went into computing this misery index by your team?
Oh, we use the data from the NBS, the month-on-month inflation from the NBS, the unemployment and underemployment data. All you have to do is add it to, and it's quite clear. Like if I give you the data again, River State has unemployment and underemployment of 41.8% and inflation of 18%. So you have unemployment in River State of 41.8, underemployment of 19.5, and inflation of 18%. So the misery index is 79.31, is very high. While in Ogun State, for example, unemployment is 9.7, underemployment is 11.4, inflation is 15.91. They have 37.01. But if you look at the states with arrears, Ogun State has no arrears on salaries and actually has a high IGR. So the fact that you have a low misery index does not mean that you are wealthy or that you are generating cash. So at the end, it is the guys that have cash plus a low misery index that is the state that should be emulated as the role models. So I just wanted to make this clarification because one or two of newspapers have been actually quoting us out of context.
Mr. Rewane, Bismarck Rewane, CEO at Financial Derivatives Company, thank you very much for providing those clarity there. The misery index is not about being wealthy, but it's just a state of the figures already available being surveyed. Let's wrap it up today on that note. Let's come back tomorrow, Thursday, to have an interesting 1 hour together here on Business Morning. Goodbye from Lagos, everyone, and do have a great day.